Welcome, friends and collectors. You have joined me for, yes, another episode of Diecast Emporium Military Mondays, brought to you by, you know the deal, my friends at smallscalehobbies.com. If you are into wargaming, history, and or military vehicles, give these guys a look on the World Wide Web, smallscalehobbies.com. A link will be in the video's description, along with a link for this exact model. I highly encourage you to give them a look. In this week's episode, we're going to learn about the Alsacast 187 or HO scale model kit of the M7 Priest 105mm howitzer. Before we take a look at the model, allow me to provide you some very basic information about the real vehicle. The 105mm howitzer motor carriage M7 was an American self-propelled gun vehicle produced during the Second Great War and utilized throughout the Korean War. It was given the name Priest by the British due to the pulpit-looking machine gun ring, this piece right here, which resembled that which a priest stands behind in the Catholic Church. These vehicles were made from 1942 to 1945. They weighed 50,640 pounds, which is 22.97 metric tons. It took a crew of 8 to operate and fire this vehicle. Its main armament was this device right here. That is your 105mm cannon or howitzer, and fully equipped, battle-ready, typically held 69 rounds in the vehicle, but it was not out of the realm of possibility, and typically, in an ideal situation, there was usually a supply vehicle, that could be found either next or shortly after this M7 Priest, usually a half-track or a 5-ton truck, something like that. It also has a secondary armament, which you can see here, of an M2 Browning machine gun, which held up to 300 rounds. We'll get into that when we take a look at the model. You can see that is present on there as well. Priests supported the armored units, like tanks, for example, and were first built on the Lee chassis, but as the war progressed and as technology was progressing at such a quick rate, the later ones were built on the M4 Sherman chassis, which is why you will see M7 Priests on both different undercarriages. That's some information about the real M7 Priests. Let's now transition and turn our attention to taking a look at the model that you see in front of you that has been spinning on the spinning table for the last 2 minutes and 36 seconds. As you can see, it is a resin kit that needs to be assembled, painted, decaled, and detailed. Before we take a look at that, let me show you the model's packaging that it comes in. Something that you need to know about these kits, by measure of full transparency, you probably will notice the word OK written at the top left corner of the screen. A lot of these models in the production run were actually damaged, so the ones that you buy from Greg at smallscalehobbies.com, he has gone the extra mile to pre-inspect these models to make sure that the resin mold is not damaged prior to shipping it to you. So that's what the word OK means, written on the box. Other than that, you can see the model as it's intended to look after you finish assembling it. You can see it's made by Alsacast, M7 Priest 105mm howitzer, 187 scale military kit, and the item number 8775.171. Now, this model does come with all of these accessories that you see here. For example, here, here, and here. And this side skirt, which you can put on if you want to, really just depends on what era of Priest you're looking for and what theater you want your M7 Priest in. I opted not to put mine on, but yours should look something like this when you are finished. That's the box. Let's bring the model back in. Although the model does include several detail items, like ammo kits, for example, and different carry-on bags and things of that nature, this model kit does not come with any of the decals that you see on it. Those are an optional extra that you can purchase from Greg on smallscalehobbies.com. All right, so speaking of those decals, you can see that I used, as I always do, for historic vehicles, I do a lot of research prior to putting these things together. I picked up some U.S. Army fleet numbers, I guess is what I like to call them. Not sure what the technical terminology is, but you can see at the back you have USA and then a number sequence behind. That is actually a real number sequence that M7s had, so you can actually buy a decal set for the M7s, and I will stop this momentarily. You can see that the same can be said about C7 over here, And then this sequence of numbers, which again is part of the same vehicle decal set used for the M7 Priest. And again, you get multiple different sets for multiple different M7 Priests on the same decal sheet. So if you wanted to outfit a World War II American supply train with several different M7s and not have the same number on any of them, you can do that by simply buying one decal sheet. The stars are part of a different decal sheet, and they are accurate and placed accurately on where they would on U.S. Army M7 Priests, as are the different accessories that I have used, whether it be this wood piece here, different bags. I assume those are interchangeable bogey wheels, and then there are some ammo crates in the back here that I should have painted in more of a khaki color, but instead I opted for more of a darker brown because some photos showed that these are more of a darker brown depending on the theater, and I went for more of a late war European theater kind of look. Now here is your Browning machine gun. This got all screwed up, my fault. So it is not mounted correctly, and as you can see, the barrel's kind of bowed down. That's because it's separated in 4 pieces while I was trying to build it and paint it. So I tried to mend a satisfactory repair. Because this model is so small, you really can't tell unless it's zoomed in close and being showcased. But again, that's my fault, not something you would typically see on yours. And here is the 105 cannon or howitzer. I angled mine up slightly. You can glue yours or place yours really at any angle you would like to do. And then for paint, I used rubber black for the treads, the rubber treads, that I use on pretty much all of my tracked vehicles from World War II. You will see some of these, especially ones that are clean and not weathered. You will see a lot of these tracks are black. Some of the pads are obviously muddy, or some of them have like a silver finish on it. Really just depends on what you're going for. Again, me, for vehicles that I like to place in a museum setting that are freshly restored, I try and go for a clean look as much as I can. You will see a little bit of paint imperfections. You have that on everything you do. But other than that, I'm very pleased with how it turned out. It was a fun kit to do. You really only need a few different paints, all of which I used from Tamiya. Again, the Tamiya rubber black, the World War II Tamiya olive drab green, and then some assorted different browns and gunmetal silver as well for the Browning 50 cal. This kit cost me $15.99. That's 15 as in 1-5. So very, very affordable to most people. And if you want a weekend project that you can knock out in a couple days and add to your collection, I can't recommend this enough. Again, a URL direct link will be in this video's description. But you guys let me know what you think about it. Again, it was a pretty fun kit. There are some more accessories provided that I didn't add, including the side skirts that you see on the box. Again, that's what I'm going to call them. Not sure if that's the technical terminology, but you can see them here. They are not present on the model, but you can put those on, as well as some other accessories that I either didn't have room for or just opted not to put on the model at all. Again, 100% pleased with it, happy the way it turned out. If you guys liked this video, please give it a like and share it with your friends. If you have any questions, please utilize the comment section located at the bottom of this video. Until next time, take care, be well. I will see you in the next review.